Yeah, I want to talk a little bit today about photo locations. In Charleston, which is where I'm located, we have a ton of great places to take photos. All of the parks we have are just so well maintained, so gorgeous. In fact, when I was visiting my parents down on the coast of South Carolina while I was living up in Manhattan, we came down during the wintertime and I was like, everything is so great. I was so excited. And I remember my mom turning to me and going, what do you mean? Everything's like dead. This is our brown season. And I was flabbergasted because coming from the north in the dead of January, everything was brown or white. And down here, everything seems so green. Now that I've lived here for 5 years now, which is like so crazy, I can confirm January is green, but not the kind of green we normally get. But all of our parks are so well maintained. We get trees, we get flowers year round. You're not hard up for locations here when it comes to parks, and you're definitely not when it comes to beaches. We have so many beaches, and all of them offer something just a little bit different, which I love. Each beach has their own vibe, which I think is like so fun because you can really capture a different spirit of a family based on the beach that you meet them at, and I just love that. But this year, I really wanted to kind of come out with some different locations. I'm like, I've done the parks, I've done the beaches. What am I missing? There's got to be something that's just a little bit more unexpected. What is it that I'm not thinking of? And then while walking my dog one morning, it hit me. You know what? Almost, well, every island for sure, but most of the neighborhoods in the Charleston area have a marsh, a marsh with a dock, sometimes even a boat ramp. Sometimes it's a dock with a boat ramp. A lot of the neighborhoods here have these really great kind of like spots with benches, and they're kind of scenic, and they usually overlook the marsh. And sometimes they're private, and a lot of times they're not. What they are is the place that the families who live in that neighborhood spend a lot of time. And I thought, why am I not tapping into meeting clients in the location they spend the most of their time, not outside of their home and outside of the beach they frequent the most? Why are we not taking advantage of all of the docks that are available to us? And the photos that I've been able to do on neighborhood docks have a feeling of intimacy that I can only explain if you get to spend time on a dock in the marsh. I know that makes no sense, and that is not exactly how you describe something everybody wishes they could attain. But these docks have a sense of peace. There's a reason you can find people sitting overlooking the marsh reading books, or just sitting with a cup of coffee. And you do so often. And it's because the feeling on the marsh is just calm. You don't have the rushing waves like you may in the ocean, but you do have movement. There's a lot of wildlife. It's a lot of bird calls and the sounds of the little kind of like lull of the life happening in the marsh. If the tide is low, you see all these crabs out in the distance. And the marsh just comes with a sense of like deep breaths, and the beauty of a sunset over the marsh is amazing. So being able to photograph in that place where families spend so much time has been so cool. You wouldn't believe some of the colors we've gotten at night. Recently, I shared a blog post that I'm going to link down below that actually was a family from my neighborhood, some friends of ours, when it came time for their family photos. I said, do you feel like trying something new with me? I really want to head down to our dock. I've done a couple photos down there, but I really wanted to do a sunset session with them down there. And she said, we're game. And thank goodness, because these photos are unbelievable. Please check out the link down below. Let me just say, the sky is not edited at all. I reduced the exposure a touch, and that's it. If I even upped the contrast, it was like 1 to 2 points, because the skies were out of control good. And it is very hard to capture a beautiful sky you see with your eyes in camera. It's not 1 to 1, because of the way light refracts. I'm pretty sure it's refracts from the sky. That sharp light that we can't see with our eyes, the camera really can capture. But you have to kind of really be specific about figuring out how to capture the sunset light at the same time as the light on the people. It's a whole thing. This sky was unbelievable, and it really proved to me that I was in the right place at the right time, and I am headed down the right path. So now when people are reaching out for family photos and they're like, we don't really care where we go, we just are looking for something different, the first thing I'm asking, Tell me about your neighborhood dock. What local dock or park do you have that you hang out at that I'm about to meet you at? Because that is where we are doing photos. Check out that blog post. I can't wait. And if you are on the hunt for some family photos of your own, let's go to the dock. Let's go to the neighborhood dock.